My name is Brian, and today I'm going to tell you a real story about my friend. It's about how far someone might go to keep the person they love safe. It still gives me chills thinking about it. It started a few summers back. Life felt simple and good. My best friend, Jake, and I were hanging out most evenings. We'd usually grab ice cream or shoot hoops. Jake was dating this amazing girl named Emma. She was kind, funny, and had this bright smile. Everyone loved Emma. Jake absolutely adored her. You could see it in his eyes whenever she walked into a room. Emma lived a little ways out of town, past the old oak tree. Her house was down a quiet road surrounded by woods. It was peaceful but kind of isolated. Jake always made sure she got home safe if it was late. He'd walk her to the door, or wait until she was inside with the lights on. It was just something he did. One Friday night, we were all at a bonfire at Sarah Miller's place. Music was playing, people were laughing. It felt like a perfect summer night. Emma wasn't feeling great though. She decided to head home early, around 10 p.m. Jake offered to drive her like always. She smiled and said, "No, it's okay, Jake. It's a nice night. I'll just walk. It's not far." She gave him a quick kiss. "I'll text you when I'm home." Jake watched her go, a little worried look on his face. He didn't like her walking alone on that dark road. But Emma was stubborn sometimes. She liked her independence. "She'll be fine," I said, trying to reassure him. "It's 10 minutes tops." We hung out for another half hour. Jake kept checking his phone. No text from Emma. "That's weird," he muttered. "She should be home by now." He tried calling her. It went straight to voicemail. His face went pale. "Brian, her phone's off. Or dead. Something's wrong." The happy bonfire feeling vanished. Cold dread washed over us. Jake was already grabbing his jacket. "I'm going to look for her," he said, his voice tight. "I'm coming with you," I replied instantly. We told Sarah we were leaving and jumped into Jake's beat-up truck. The drive to Emma's road felt way too long. The headlights cut through the darkness, showing nothing but trees and empty road. No sign of Emma walking. Jake drove slowly, both of us scanning the ditches. My heart was pounding. Then we saw it. Parked under a cluster of thick trees, just off the road before Emma's house, was a dark pickup truck. It wasn't there normally. The engine was off, no lights, but we could see the glow of a cigarette inside the cab. Someone was sitting in there, waiting. Jake slammed on the brakes. That's Mark's truck," he whispered, his knuckles white on the steering wheel. Mark. We knew Mark. He'd gone to school with us, but dropped out. He'd always given Emma weird looks, asked her out a bunch of times. She always said no firmly. He didn't take it well. Got creepy. Started showing up places she was. Jake had told him to back off weeks ago. It got ugly. Seeing that truck parked there, hidden in the dark, it felt like a punch to the gut. Where was Emma? Had he done something? Jake didn't hesitate. He threw the truck into park right in the middle of the road. "Call the police, Brian. Now." His voice was ice cold. "Tell them Emma is missing, and Mark Dobbs is parked near her house." While I fumbled with my phone, Jake jumped out. He didn't run towards Mark's truck. He ran straight past it, towards Emma's house, maybe 50 yards away. It was dark. The porch light wasn't on. Fear choked me as I dialed 911. Then I heard it. A sharp, terrified scream. Emma's scream. It came from the woods beside her house. Jake heard it too. He changed direction instantly, crashing into the trees. "Emma!" he roared. I was shouting into the phone, giving the address, saying a woman was screaming. A suspect was here. The operator was asking questions, but all I could focus on was the crashing sounds from the woods. Jake's shouts. Another scream cut short. I saw Jake's flashlight beam bouncing wildly through the trees. Then it stopped. I heard grunting, a thud, a man's voice, Mark's voice, yelling, "Get off me!" More crashing. It sounded like a fight. Suddenly, Mark burst out of the trees near his truck. He looked wild, panicked. He scrambled towards the driver's door. Jake came out right behind him, breathing hard. He didn't chase Mark. He just stood there, blocking the path back into the woods, protecting something, protecting Emma. Mark jumped into his truck, started it with a roar, and peeled off down the road, tires squealing. He was gone. Jake turned and plunged back into the woods. I finally got off the phone with the police. They were on their way. I ran towards where Jake had disappeared. I found them a few yards in. Emma was on the ground, shaking, her clothes muddy and torn. Jake was kneeling beside her, holding her, whispering, "It's okay, Em. It's okay. I've got you. He's gone. You're safe." His own hands were scraped and bloody. His jacket was ripped. Emma was sobbing, clinging to him. He grabbed me from behind, near the porch, dragged me in here. She choked out. He had a knife. He said horrible things. Jake just held her tighter. "Shoo, it's over. He's gone. I'm here." His face was hard, scared, but fiercely determined. He looked like he'd run through fire to get to her. He practically did. The police and an ambulance arrived quickly. They took Emma's statement. They found the knife Mark had dropped during the struggle. They found Jake's flashlight, broken. It had clearly been used. Jake told them everything. How he'd heard Emma scream. How he'd tackled Mark off her. How they'd fought in the dark. How Mark had run. They caught Mark trying to hide at a friend's place an hour later. He went to jail. For a long time, Emma was physically okay, just bruised and scared. But it took her weeks to feel safe again. Jake was there for her every single minute. He stayed over at her house. He walked her everywhere. He listened when she needed to talk. He was quiet when she needed quiet. I asked Jake about it later when things calmed down. We were sitting on his porch. "That night, man," I said, "when you heard her scream, you just ran into the dark, towards a guy with a knife. Weren't you terrified?" Jake looked out at the street. He was quiet for a long time. "Terrified? Yeah, Brian. I was shaking like a leaf inside." He took a deep breath. "But hearing her scream like that, it wasn't even a choice. My body just moved. All I knew was she needed me. He was hurting her. Nothing else mattered. Not the dark. Not the knife. Not what might happen to me." He looked at me, his eyes serious. "You asked once how far someone would go to protect the person they love? That night, I found out. You go as far as it takes. You go until they're safe. Even if it means running blind into the dark. Even if it means facing something awful. You just go." He didn't say it like he was a hero. He said it like it was the simplest, most obvious truth in the world. Protecting Emma wasn't a grand gesture. It was an instant reaction, born from pure love. It was running towards her scream. It was standing between her and danger. Seeing Jake and Emma now, you'd never know how close it came to being so different. But I know. I saw how far love made Jake go that night. He didn't hesitate. He didn't think. He just acted. He ran into the darkness for her. That's the real story. That's how far you go.